It's time for another episode of Bad Video Games, and this time I'm going to be playing WCW Backstage Assault. Listen to that music. Now, someone on our community Discord, one of our awesome members, basically, and I'm paraphrasing here, but said, Mike, check out WCW Backstage Assault for the Bad Video Games playlist. I didn't even know about this game, so thank you for this, mate. Well, we'll see. We'll see what this is like. I have got reviews open on the other monitor, as always, so as Create a Superstar. I won't do that for this episode, because we always do that with the wrestling games. Let's try this, hardcore, and let's go medium. Jeff Jarrett, I think I remember him. I remember Kevin Nash and Goldberg and Scott Steiner. So it's WCW, obviously. It's in the title of the game. Who's Doug Dellinger? Who the hell's that guy? Yeah, I'm not that clued up with WCW, guys. I didn't really watch much of it. I'm Sid Vicious. He was Sid Justice, wasn't he, in WWF, as it was known back then, or WWE. Was he in WWE as well? I don't know. So, first match here is Goldberg versus Medusa. I don't remember Medusa. So, I've gone with Goldberg here because I remember someone saying that he was like the next big thing. Or let's skip this, just in case I'll get copyright strike for that, guys. Who's that? Is that Noel Edmonds? He looks a little bit like Ted DiBiase. It's the little goatee. Oh, dearie me, make your opponent pipe down. Take out your opponent with the trash. Oh my god, this is going to be cheesy as all hell. I mean, cheese is good at times. Sometimes it's a nice break away from the serious gaming stuff that we get.
WCW Backstage Assault is on the air.
What the hell is going on here? So that is...
Let's get this underway.
Okay, yeah, there's no wrestling ring, of course. It's backstage. Come on, man. I assumed we'd get some... Well, maybe we do get a wrestling ring in this. I don't know. I mean, it is backstage. Anyway. There we go. Commentary's good. I should have said at the top of the video, but this is the PS1. You could also play this on N64. It was not available on PC. And there was rumoured to be a PS2 release with more polygons than you could... Yeah, or something like that. That was the rumour that was going around. Basically, it was like an upscale, not an upscale, but a better version than this graphically. It never came to be. It was never released on PS2. What was she doing then? This is... It's not terrible. It's a bit rough to play, but a lot of PS1 fighters were. I mean, Tekken 1 as an example. I always bring it. She dives there. I always bring it up, but Tekken 1 was rough. Good game, but a bit rough, you know? Okay. I mean, the reviews. We'll get to the reviews later. The reviews are bad. Really bad. Both N64 and PS1. There we go. The sound effect of the metal as it hits her there. This is a bit brutal. For me, I wouldn't buy a WCW game anyway, because I thought WCW was a poor imitation of WWE, even though it's not really, is it? I mean, it did get a good roster of wrestlers, and it was a stage where wrestlers were running over to WCW, I think because they were offering a lot more money, maybe, and essentially that's why WCW went under. I'm kind of plucking all this up my backside, but they spent beyond their means. They did a Leeds United, and that's what I remember hearing or reading somewhere. It might have been on a podcast. I know Vince McMahon tried to... Can I go up here? Tried to buy, or he did buy WCW. So yeah, I was never that interested in it. But with that said, I'm actually a hypocrite, because WCW versus Nitro is my favourite console wrestling game of all time. It's not my favourite wrestling game. That would be the arcade WrestleFest game. There we go. Knocked her out. Do we do pins in this, or is it just knockouts? Who knows? So Bartez has done well there. Old Goldberg. That was Hulk Hogan. He went back and forth, didn't he? Didn't he have like 3 stints at WCW, or was it just the one? I remember Hollywood Hogan. But anyway, yeah, going back to WCW versus Nitro, I think it was called. My favourite wrestling game on the home consoles. So, like I say, I was contradicting myself. I did buy a WCW game, and that was bloody good, that game. Oh, whose music is that? Sounds very 90s. I mean, this was released the year 2000, this game. Right, whilst it's doing this, CNET, the website, gave this game a score of 2 out of 10 on the PlayStation. Game Informer gave it a 3 out of 10 on PlayStation. GameSpot gave it a 5 out of 10, both versions, N64 and the PS1. IGN gave this a 2 out of 10. PS1 version. N64 a 4 out of 10. So, yeah. It wasn't... It was critically panned, basically. No one liked it. Oh, it's Bryan Adams, the singer. Oh, what's he famous for, guys? His song was at #1 in the charts for like 12 weeks here in the UK. I think it was the Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves movie. It was the official song of that movie. Oh, my mind's gone blank. For some reason, I got I Would Do Anything For You or whatever by Meatloaf. It's not that. No, I Would Do Anything For Love. Deary me. Send your enemy to the bench. The person you're facing is not the only heavy bag in these rooms. I mean, come on. Use the phone to call 1-900-555-HURT. So cheesy. Right, it's Bartez up against Bryan Adams. Was it everything I do it for you? Was that was that it? Was that the song? I do not remember Bryan Adams in wrestling like this guy. I know he is a different Bryan Adams. I think it's spelled differently, Bryan. I think the singer is with a Y, I want to say. I don't know. Powerbomb. It's okay to play, guys. I have played worse than this, wrestling game-wise. I think it looks rough as all hell. It is the PS1. What the hell's going on Metal Gear Solid? I wonder if you can get in the lockers like Metal Gear Solid and just peek out at Bryan Adams strolling around. Yeah, this is bad, though. It is a bad game. It's completely forgettable. Okay. But when I was about to play this, I didn't even really think about the name of the game. And of course, whatever it's called, Backstage, yeah, Backstage Assault. I nearly said Backyard Assault then. Obviously, it makes perfect sense now. But it's not for me. I like to have a wrestling ring and a referee, and like being able to get out of the ring is cool and that kind of stuff. I don't want the whole game to be this. It's alright, like, as part of your career mode in the good wrestling games. Let me know what you thought of this game, guys. Did you play it? Did you know about this game? I mean, we had so many wrestling games around this era, didn't we? So many. Okay. I don't know if it's quite limited in what you can do in regards to moves. I think you have to unlock moves to do them. Right, you can't leave through the door there. I thought I'd try that. I've played worse though, guys. Is it a bad game? Yes, it is. It definitely is. It's rough. It's rough to look at. It's rough around the edges, isn't it? To play, it's clunky. I know I say clunky a lot on the Bad Video Games playlist, but it is clunky to play this. Everything like happens half a millisecond after the button press. It's not responsive at all. I think it all looks very unnatural. Everything, yeah, everything just looks rough. But it's not the worst. Is it the worst wrestling game I've played? No, not a chance. I've played worse. WrestleMania, I want to say, or Wrestle something on the NES. I've featured that on this playlist. That is much worse than this. That game is atrocious. I just heard someone on my headset. You guys might not have heard it. Just someone shouting, "You suck." I mean, they're not wrong. Right, here we go. Metal Gear time. No. You can't pick that crate up for some reason. He just said belly to belly suplex. Oh, here he goes. Oh, big splat. Was that a big splash?
That was incredible.
Come on, Bartez. It's the camera. The camera is really bad in this. Really bad. And it hinders what you can do, basically. Like getting around the room or getting around the map or whatever you want to call these environments is not the easiest.
With moves like that, you should send them back to school. And I'm not talking wrestling school. I'm talking kindergarten.
The commentary. The commentary's really good. It's quite varied. So far, it's quite varied for a PS1 game. Oh, here we go, reversal. Was that a reversal? Is that what that is? There you go. Right, square to get up. Oh, come on then. He's not silly. Old Brian Adams, that he's belting out his song instead.
Now that's real cute. It won't win him a lot of matches, but it's real cute.
This is a great suggestion for the channel, this. I just, like I say, I did not know about this game. I don't think I ever saw it in the shops. We did get it in Europe. It wasn't just specific to America. I checked earlier. But people just didn't like it. It's an EA game. It's an Electronic Arts game. I mean, they made some brilliant games, obviously. I thought back in the day EA were like a very good developer or publisher. Not the case anymore. I think they're far too money orientated now. But back then, oh, they made some great video games. This isn't one of them.
Fans were seeing an awesome display of wrestling from Adams.
Oh.
Wow, that was action at its best. DDT. You only see a move like that in WWE.
Right, I'll let him pin me, guys. I want to know you do that. Yeah, we've seen enough of that mode. Let's see. Maybe exhibition, just to see what other wrestlers we got, where we can wrestle. Or is it just going to be this place and the truck stop place, whatever that was earlier? No, I don't want to rematch. Is it oh, I thought it frozen then. I've got to remember with the PS1, the loading times are something. I'm going to leave them in. I won't edit this video. We'll keep things authentic. Metacritic, this game sits at 40 out of 100 on PlayStation, 48 out of 100 on N64. Most people, like the general consensus was that this was better on N64, so maybe I need to try it there, or I should have tried it there, but I mean, is it going to be a lot different? Quicker loading times, maybe? This is, yeah. It's all very bare bones to me as well. Like, create a superstar, okay. What's Hall of Champions? Let's do this. Relive past glories. Okay, it's Booker T. I remember him. So I can basically play like a classic WCW match, I assume. Why is Hulk Hogan called Big Mac? What's going on? Oh, I see. It's a leaderboard, isn't it? I think. I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, let's just choose someone. Maybe Ric Flair. I don't know what the Hall of Fame thing is about, guys, in this. I always associate Ric Flair with WCW rather than WWF, even though I remember him winning the Royal Rumble in WWF. I just think it's a way to look at wrestlers who have won stuff, because it was telling me about their belts and the stuff they'd won at the time. Let's try Sting. Let's try Sting. I get easily confused, you guys know. So we've got a truck arena. It takes forever to get around this little bit on the right here. Like, toggle between the areas that you can wrestle at. Access denied. Access denied. Gonna have to be the boring truck arena again. There we go. So, Scott Steiner. I've chose Sting because why not? Didn't he used to hover down into the ring in the N64 game I was referencing earlier, the WCW vs. Nitro game? I'm sure he just hovered in. It was weird. Here's Noel Edmonds again. Earn extra damage by delivering an aerial attack out of a truck. Play with fire and get burned. Who's responsible for the writing there? I mean, come on. It's not funny. Is it supposed to be over the top and tacky? It's a rhetorical question. I'm assuming yes, of course. Take out your opponent with the trash. Here he is, sticking with. Oh, he's got a little Scott Steiner on the front of his shorts. What the hell?
If you're looking for the ref, keep looking. The only people crazy enough to be near this fight are the two participants.
Right. So the commentator just said, if you're looking for a ref, you'll be lucky. Basically, no ref, which is weird because I got pinned earlier. So who did the pin count?
Body slam.
Body slam. Yeah, this is boring. It's just boring, guys, this is. So far, from what I can gather, all the wrestlers... Oh, hold that thought. I was going to say do the same moves. I've just thought of another wrestling game which is worse than this, and I have featured that on Bad Video Games a few months back. Wrestle something. I think this was called WWF WrestleMania, the first wrestling game on the SNES. Around the release of the SNES. That was atrocious. In that, all the wrestlers do identical moves. They've got no specials on the SNES version. On the Mega Drive they have. It's terrible. Terrible, terrible game. This is bad. Oh, Big Papa Pump. Not Pump. Written on the back of his shorts. I mean, it's a bit of fun, guys. It is worth checking out for a couple of minutes. Maybe play with a friend. It is fun for a couple of minutes. It's bad. Look out for more content coming to the channel. I'll speak to you all soon.
Double axe handle. Sting is in a bit of trouble after that one. Spinning back fist. He's really shaken. Just look at the face of Sting.